Guys, welcome. We got Ryan here from Nefarious Comics alongside a woman that really needs no introduction because after all, you're on her channel. She is the queen bee herself, the shot caller, Miss Nerdy Girl Danielle. How are you today?
Hey, what's up?
Oh man, I will tell you what is up. Episode 6, we got another big guest today. This fellow is all over the place these days. He's got an awesome following on IG. He's a member of the absolutely stacked Whatnot Wednesday crew. And when he's not doing that, he's guest hosting over on Elite Comics. Without further ado, guys, I'd like to present to you Mr. Rage Theo. How are you, Rage?
Hey guys, how's it going? Appreciate you. Thank you for having me on the show today.
Welcome.
Make it a good one.
Yes, it definitely will. So a lot of people kind of know you from everything you're out there doing. But today we're going to roll back the clocks just a little bit and find out how it all got started for you, Rage. So listen, where did things begin on this wonderful journey for you?
All right, so it was a dark and stormy night, 1985. No, just So, hey guys, Rage. You can call me Theo. I like comics. I like mutants. When you combine that together, it's some good chaos. But so I've been into comics for a little under 2 years. I've liked comics since I was a kid, superheroes, TV shows, cartoons, toys, all that, video games. Anything that had to do with somebody in a cape, it had my attention. I took a pretty long break, as most of us do when we hit adulthood, college, stuff like that. But MCU definitely is a firestorm. And when that got started, I feel like my passion for the hobby kind of got reinvigorated. And yeah, it's been a wild ride ever since.
See, well, that's really cool. So we have that side of things, which kind of brought your passion into the comic universe. But as well, you got your social media aspect sort of thing. You're like a big deal out there. You know what I mean? You're a big influencer.
I don't know about that, but
Listen. Humility, Rage. I tell you, you're such a
Mm-hmm.
likable guy. But for everyone out there, how did things kind of progress for you?
Yeah.
With building your IG, getting involved with all the heavyweights you're involved with in the industry.
So since day one, I've really set it out. Since I started Instagram, I wanted to get quote unquote grails. Just really big books. It just so happens most of the characters I love, they happen to be a part of big books. If it was up to me, I'd have all the books I want and they'd be cheap. Yeah, it's just I have really expensive taste, guilty. And it's just a mission I've set out since day one. And I've bumped into a lot of like-minded people along the way. I can confidently say I've inspired a few people along the way, made a lot of friends along the way. And it has just been crazy. The help I get from people via trades. I just did a trade with Nerdy Girl. I'm doing trades with people all the time. That's helped me along this way. People are contacting me with their collections for sale now. So really, I'm getting help from the community since day one. It's been cool.
Yeah, so what's really really neat, guys at home. Daniel, I cut you off. I'm going to throw it right over to you in a second here. But so Rage and I have never really spoken prior to last night, and so I asked Danielle to get us in touch, just so I can just chat with them, see what you want to talk about. And what really resonated with me, Rage, was just how down to earth and how much of a nice, likable person you really are. You know what I mean? And I think I told you that. I'm like, man, we're going to be buddies. Get ready for all my little ideas of what good books are and all that, man. So it's so cool. Danielle, it's all you.
Well, I was wondering, what was your first big book you purchased?
So first big book I purchased, I actually don't have it with me, but it was Hulk 181. It was an 8.0 white pages. I believe I picked that up, I want to say 2 or 3 months right before I started Instagram. When I was just kind of getting in the groove of things. And yeah, my wife, she backed me up on that one. It was the biggest comic book purchase to date at that moment. I think I spent, I want to say $2K on it or $3K on it at the time, right? I was like, oh my gosh, this is so much. Can I do this? She's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I want this book.
And now you're like, hey, wifey, look at me now.
Right now, not a word, right? I get nothing but, oh yeah, you want to do that?
Yeah. Make it rain.
So yeah, that was my first big book. After that, it's just been No worries.
Now,
Yeah,
how quickly did you trade that book?
I still have it.
You do? Oh, that's
I still have
awesome.
it.
I love that.
Yeah, I still
That
have it.
turned
So
out to be a
most of
killer purchase.
it did. Most of my quote unquote grails, I don't sell those.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. They go in the PC box.
Oh yeah, they get locked
Yeah.
away, tucked away forever, and yeah, there's lots of other stuff that gets sold before that stuff even
Yeah.
gets considered.
I think we still have, I think we all have some of those boxes where it's like, okay, this was so meaningful, or it was such a journey to get this that, like, nope, off limits. Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, and you guys know from getting big books, like sometimes the journey of getting that book is like you can't get rid of that because
Yeah.
you know what you did to like the time, the effort, the
Effort.
books you gave up, just
Yeah.
all of it. It just yeah.
It's like the culmination of like your grit.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel
And
that.
so, guys, if you guys are familiar with Rage at all, which I know a lot of you are, he's a little bit of a fan of a group called the Mutants. And so, Rage, I really want to know, like, how did you where did this love affair with all things mutants come about? How did that develop for you?
So that I think that started when I was a kid. X-Men animated show, 100%. That was my jam. That Ninja Turtles, Batman, Spider-Man. That's all I used to watch every Saturday morning. So that's really where like my foundation for mutants come from.
Yeah.
And then growing up with Fox, Hugh Jackman. I mean, like that's my Wolverine. Like you can't change my mind.
I know. It would be really hard to see someone else play him as Wolverine.
I don't want to see it.
Like,
Yeah,
I can't
I don't
even,
wanna, can't do
it would be like another actor playing Iron Man. Like, there's no one better for certain roles.
Nope.
Like, Danielle, were you listening in on our phone call last night? Because I swear this is what we were talking about. Okay, I had this listed for a little later
Amazing.
on. So, Reed, why don't you share with everyone your idea of how Wolverine's going to kind of come in, how the X-Men are going to come into the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
All right, so my honest idea, and it's a little bit of a fanboy idea, but honest to God, I think it's gonna be like some commercial. We're gonna see Deadpool driving like a Brinks truck and just reversing it into Hugh Jackman's house and
That would be
just
amazing.
dumping a gajillion dollars and saying, "What else do you need?" I just back to what Danielle said. I can't envision anybody else. I think it's a really tough task for any actor to try to step in those boots, and I think everybody knows that, including Marvel. And yeah, I just think that that's going to be the guy.
They would almost need to go like a different route to bring a Wolverine back. Like, they'd have to do like an X-23 line or something.
I was actually going to show that later. Yeah, I think X-23 is probably going to be the way, kind of like how they're doing Riri right now. All the de-aging technology, I could see them doing like an Old Man Logan, where he's the mentor to the young.
Yeah, that would be really dope. Yep. Ryan, what were you going to say?
Well, no, I don't want to interrupt at all. This is great material, guys. We're just peeling back the layers. But you know what? What's interesting, Ray? So, as like a person who's very much involved in selling comics online and stuff like that, I was wondering, for me and for our viewers, what have you found success with that moves for you very well? Like, what's very popular? Where have you found some real traction in item selling?
So usually I only sell what I'm okay with keeping, usually unless it comes as part of a collection that I have no choice. But generally speaking, mutants flow like water. Spider-Man's always a winner. And if you're able to capitalize and get the timing right on major characters that are popping, like a Camilla Khan, like a Riri Williams, like an Echo, Kate Bishop, these new characters that are coming, those are always winners too.
Yeah. And go, Danielle. All you.
No, I was just gonna say, I feel like for you, especially Rage, you do super well with X-Men and mutant titles because you've become so known for always having the mutant books that it's like everyone kind of has like this identity, right? For stuff that they're known for selling, for having. I usually sell high-end key books. You are always coming in hot with mutants. Ryan is all about Fantastic Four. And so I feel like you captivate and cultivate a following and an audience that all of that stuff resonates with. And especially when you're so consistent with your content, So I think that you probably do better than almost anyone when it comes to mutants.
Honestly, I was shocked when I started IG and there wasn't really like a quote unquote mutant ambassador. I was like, oh, my pleasure. I got a lot of
I'll
those.
take it.
Yeah, I've developed a lot of contacts that know me for that already and already were hooking me up on the side with that. So I'm like, this seems like a winner. That, and it came out of the man's mouth himself, Kevin Feige. He said they're coming.
You're coming. San Diego Comic-Con
I don't like spec
2020?
too much. You know what I mean? I don't like spec too much, but once you find that out and then once you hear that they buy the rights from Fox, and then every single
for
YouTube
sure.
video that happens, the minute that M word is said, or there's a little bit of an inkling,
Yeah.
nothing else matters. It wouldn't matter if they talked about Galactus. If Magneto is coming after that, that's what they're going to talk about.
That's it.
So, Rage,
It's like enough said. Like what,
Yeah.
I agree. You know what's interesting, Rage, is, and this is a question that comes out of a lot of people's mouths, is like, you're moving crazy books all the time. Where do you find success in sourcing your stock from? Because it's got to be hard these days, replenishing stock.
It's definitely hard. Anybody that doesn't do it doesn't know, but it is a grind. Especially we do the What Now Wednesday now, and to come every week, it's hard.
Make sure you have like enough of like the right quality and titles and covers.
It's definitely a grind. But my most success I've found has been through local hookups that I have. So local connections from antique shop owners, flea market dealers, storage unit owners. Those have become my friends.
I really want to find a storage unit one day. Like I really want to bid on, it's like on my bucket list of stuff to like
I
go
want to do it.
find a
It's just
storage unit.
now that I know a lot of these people that do, and I've heard like their horror stories.
Yeah.
Ooh, you can get a storage
it's
unit and there's
okay.
a bunch of boxes of clothes in there.
I
and you're
know.
like,
Shit.
but
But
I
you
got
can
a lot of good
also hit like
relationships.
crazy treasure.
I got a lot of good relationships with people. Usually I'm the guy they call when they have mutants or comic books in the units they buy because they want the baseball cards or they want the action figures. They usually don't want the comics. So just making those relationships outside of online is a very useful tool.
And so, guys, I always find this interesting. I've been asking this to the past couple of guests. Like, how do you, Danielle, and how do you, Rage, how do you guys meet each other?
Well, go ahead. We just kind of met. Well, I knew Sammy first, right? And I feel like I met Rage through Sammy, right?
Yeah. So me and Nerdy have, I think we followed each other for a while.
Yeah.
I've always been appreciative of Nerdy Girl. She's one of the first big accounts that I followed when I made my Instagram.
Oh, thanks, Rage.
Always. Yeah. No. Everybody know you have the books that most collectors inspire and like dream of getting, right? So as a new collector that came in, I'm like, oh, I have to follow this page and I have to look and see what this page is. Look at this stuff. I'm like, what? I don't even know what this is. What is that? Right? I look it up. I'm like, good gosh. Right. So it's those. I always felt like if you ever want to be good at something, right, you always want to surround yourself with people that are better than you and you can learn from, and just if you know the person or not, you can always inspire to be like them, right? Yeah. But back to Danielle's point, we know each other because of Sammy, and honestly, the only reason that happened is because her and her husband Tony reached out to sell with me as a partner a while ago, and it's just been nothing but chaos since, and relationships like Danielle, you and Tom and other people have come along, and it's just been developing in the madness.
Happy little family.
It's just been chaos.
Rage, to speak on your point of like Danielle's like page of wonders. So the other day, like you guys did like a trade. You guys did a fun stream the other day, an unboxing.
Epic trade,
amazing. Like, kudos to both of you guys. I don't think there was a loser in that trade at all. You know what I mean? Winners all around.
Yeah.
And then I see Danielle, you make a post with like the Giant Size X-Men's on top of original pages from Giant Size X-Men.
That was pretty dope, right?
I guess. I'm like, of course.
Beyond dope.
That's
beyond dope.
Just open up my Instagram. I'm like,
the one GSX is dope.
Yeah, 2 GSXs plus pages from Giant Size X-Men. I'm like, oh Lord.
Yeah, that's epic.
Yeah, what else you got squirreled away there, Danielle? Just like I could
know.
you're pulling out the Christmas decorations, a couple original art pages from Giant Size X-Men come tumbling out of the closet.
Oh, that's where I put those. Dang, I couldn't find those.
Man, so Rage, listen, I want to pick your brain on a couple things here. You are the mutant expert, and so we're going to move into our tracking number section topics here. It's a Rage Theo episode. The theme today, guess what, is the X-Men Rage. So where do you think there's some good opportunities in some X-Men books for people to pick up right now?
Okay, so I believe it or not, I brought some for example.
Yes.
But before I get into the sleepers, I want to emphasize that I don't, and this is just my personal opinion, as somebody who comes from more of like the movie, as a movie fan who came into comic books, right? I don't think the mutants are coming for at least 4 or 5 years. That's just my personal opinion, and I think
You think
that
it's going to be that far out?
I think it's going to be that far out. I almost think that Galactus is coming before a Sentinel comes.
Well, I don't think there's any losers in that bunch either. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'll take them all.
I don't think that's a bad
It's going to
thing.
be dope both ways.
I just know what I've been shown, and
Yeah.
they showed me a blue 4. They haven't shown me a red X. So I got to go with what I know.
Yeah.
Right now, I just feel like it's 4 or 5 years away. And as a result, I feel like even the big keys like a GSX and X-Men 1 are still, right now, is still the time.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I still think it's the time. I still think it's still going to go 2-3 times what it is now.
Yeah.
But that's for the big books. Sleepers, though, I did bring, we were talking about X-23, so I did bring an X-Men 450. So this is the first time it's not a first cover, but it's the first time she fights the X-Men. So definitely an iconic moment. Great cover. Still very affordable. If that character ever comes, we all know books like these with first battles,
it's really dope.
Yeah.
early appearance are going to go crazy. So that's one I would definitely keep on the radar.
And where's the price point at that right now, Rage? Like, what's fair market value for a raw
I think
copy?
right now, probably near mid plus, it shouldn't exceed about $30.
That's awesome.
So cheap. You can buy like a whole
9.8
store box of them and not break the bank still.
9.8, like 150 probably, something like that.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
You can probably even find those in some of the dollar boxes still. It shows.
Right.
Yeah.
Another one, I brought 2 copies. So Jim Lee, we'll talk about Jim Lee, but this one more so is for the Jubilee factor. So we have the first time Jubilee appears in a yellow trench coat in this one.
Oh.
And as an animated fan, this is my Jubilee, and I feel like that's got a lot of room to grow. This is still a book you could pick up for under $20-$30 near mint, newsstand. This is a direct, so yeah. Also, iconic Jim Lee artwork.
Yeah.
There's other key factors too. First Psylocke as Lady Mandarin's first psychic knife. Classic Jim Lee cover, so all around banger. And then this is going to be the second appearance of Jubilee. Sorry, first cover. You actually see her down there.
Yeah,
and this is also a relatively affordable book, X-Men Annual 13. This probably shouldn't go over like another $30-$25 near mint.
Yeah, that book is still super affordable.
And
that's another one
tough.
you can probably find in boxes if you're diving hard enough.
Pretty tough, I think, to find in high grade. Eventually, people will come to realize it's thick, mostly black cover.
Black cover.
Ends up, like you said, in the dollar bins.
Yeah.
So, where we at? Okay. I do have 2 other books, mutant related, I think people should keep on their radar. So Alpha Flight 53 and X-Men 248. So this is going to be the first Jim Lee artwork at Marvel. Just so happens to be a banging Wolverine cover.
Yes.
He came in hot with the mutants.
Pretty tough, high grade. It's got that yellow, usually ends up in a dollar bin. And then we have the first Jim Lee X-Men artwork.
Right. That's a big book.
Both of these books probably still under $30-$40. Probably going to pop because Jim Lee's the man. And everyone's noticing his signatures are starting to gain value.
Yep.
Yeah, that's also a good one. We were talking about this one earlier, X-Men 191. first appearance in Nimrod. So Advanced Sentinel. We know X-Men are coming. I have no doubt Sentinels will come.
Oh,
if
for
Sentinels
sure.
come, he's probably going to come.
Yeah.
He always whooped the crap out of the X-Men in the animated series. He does in the comics too. He's definitely somebody that you would do like an Ultron type thing with, you know. But still
he's
relatively
fierce.
affordable. I think this is another under $30
Mm-hmm.
X-Men key.
Really dope. And a great cover.
Awesome cover.
Yeah.
The last one I have to show is probably the one that I think everybody should get in a
Agreed.
9.8 or a newsstand as soon as
Newsstand. I was
possible.
gonna say newsstand. Yeah.
This is going to be like the next Gambit, I think, in like 5
I
years.
agree with that.
Animated series is probably going to bring him back. Maybe they'll try to do something with him and Kang. I don't think
I'm
Kang
waiting
is
for
going
them
be.
to bring Method Man as Bishop to life.
I could see that. I could see that. I know he's a big fan of the character
Bishop
too,
fan.
right?
He is. Yeah, he loves Bishop.
And I think this book is climbing, but still near mint plus. You could score a copy for under $75. Getting lucky, I think, because it's getting up there.
Yeah. That book is definitely trending up, especially newsstands. Those ones are kind of tough.
Super tough in newsstands.
Yeah.
All those books I just shown, super tough to get high grade newsstands.
Yeah. So that's where I would target. If I were hunting for them, I would target newsstand copies.
Yeah, so with all the print runs with the 1991 X-Men series, I think there's a lot of good opportunities with like an X-Men 1, specifically the Cyclops Wolverine cover in a newsstand. X-Men 11, that really, really awesome team cover. I think it's on the cover of the omnibus right over my shoulder here. That's a really awesome cover. You're already seeing some growth in that a little bit relative to the rest of the issues in that run, but on a newsstand, even bigger. X-Men Annual 1 from the 90s, a really cool team cover, has a thicker spine on it, so it's harder to find in those higher grades. I like those books because, Rage, I think you and me, I think all of us are kind of in the same age group growing up with the X-Men animated series. Like, I don't know too many kids on the playground whose favorite character wasn't Wolverine. And just to hear that news recently that they're bringing the X-Men animated series back, like that is the neatest thing.
It's epic.
Yeah, so good.
I just hope they give it justice, you know. Give me what I remember and just a little bit of spice.
So, Rage, on top of being all things comic, you're also a father of 3 lovely children. Now, have you initiated them into the love that is all things mutants? How do they feel about the mutants?
So, yeah, stay-at-home dad, 3 kids. Love them to death. I got a 3-year-old, 6-year-old, and about to be 8-year-old. So happy birthday to him soon. But they do not like mutants.
No.
So that's why in my PC, you'll know that I have more than just mutant keys. But like, for example, my son, we really love the Avengers movies. Like I think both of you know, maybe some others don't, but Avengers is kind of what brought me back into comics. You know, like seeing Cap lift Mjolnir, like that just, I get goosebumps. You know what I mean? So his favorite character is Iron Man, Spider-Man. So,
good taste. And how about your girls?
Tough books. Was able to get the Spider-Man. Maybe one day I'll do the Iron Man. The girls, they appreciate the female characters, so I love that they're incorporating more female characters.
Yeah.
My daughter loves Spider-Gwen, but they don't like superheroes as much as they like Disney princesses.
It's the age. It's true, and they're girls.
Yeah. So I have locked down some Gold Key Snow Whites. You know,
nice.
I got some Little Mermaids for them. My Little Pony. You know.
Awesome. Some of the My Little Pony books are actually really hard to find.
Hey, they have a #1.
That's dope. That's like actually super dope.
Yeah.
That's not a super easy book to go out and just find.
And then, fun fact, my wife, she likes the movies, doesn't really care for the comics too much, but she loves that it keeps me out of her hair and keeps me happy. So it's a win, right?
Do your thing.
But when I went on my Grail journey, I made sure I got hers first. And I asked her, I was like, who's your favorite superhero? She's like, I don't, nobody. I'm like, come on, what is one person that inspires you that, like, if you wish you had their abilities, you would be them? She's like, Sailor Moon. Sailor Moon. Okay.
So why did she choose Sailor Moon?
She grew up with the show. as a teenager, she would always be in art class drawing Sailor Moon sketches.
Yeah.
That's always her thing. They revolve around crystals. She's a crystal collector, so
Yeah.
that's like right up her alley. So I
That's
did get a Sailor Moon Volume 1, Japanese edition manga.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
that is so fun.
That's
First
cool.
appearance of Sailor Moon in comic books. Oh yeah.
That's awesome. I love that.
So, guys, we're in tracking numbers. So, Rage, like, what are you eyeing right now? Is there anything for your collection that you're looking to pick up? Anything you're looking to add to the store inventory? What are you actively on the hunt for?
So I'm always hunting mutants. Lately, I've been kind of picking up a little bit of horror and Dracula and Doctor Strange just because I've been kind of liking that artwork and those stories. But I'm still selling. I'm trying not to keep that stuff. So I'm just lately been bringing in a little bit of horror stuff lately. But I think for me personally, my next book is going to be a Hulk one.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is
that
a good
book
one.
is still so undervalued.
Another Blue Chip Silver Age Grail that I think, that and the Gym 83.
Well, we know
there's-
that's my pick. Go ahead, Ryan.
No, I was going to say, if we know there's one person who knows her way around at Gym 83, she's sitting in the corner over there. And Danielle, what about you? You on the search for anything these days or what?
I'm just looking for dope covers and Silver Age keys when I can pick them up at a good price. Going into C2E2, I'm definitely going to be doing some box diving again because that was
So
pretty
jealous.
fun. I'm so excited for C2E2.
Yes. When is that taking place?
It is so next week and that Friday to Sunday. I fly in Thursday morning. And I'll be on the show floor Thursday, of course, like doing a little pre-shopping. I'm definitely hunting for some, I don't even know anymore. I'd really like to pick up a Spidey one. I think that book is still not outrageous, especially when you look at what Amazing Fantasy 15 is doing. Right, like that SKU is just so big. I think the Journey is still undervalued. I think that Tales to Astonish 27 is always undervalued. So I'm always down to pick that up if I can at the right price. Yeah.
So, dealers, if you see the nerdy girl running around the show floor, I think you got an easy sale. You go up to her, hide your books, you open up the jacket. There we have it.
For me.
Hey, Rage, are you joining the gang down at C2E2? I guess that's across the continent.
I
for you.
am not. I actually have family coming in second week of December, and I already went to one con this year and kind of got the look, from the. You want to go? She's like, you want to go to another one? She's like, is it in this state? I'm like, no, it's in Chicago. And she's like, do you have to go? I'm like,
yeah.
Oh.
Yes,
No, I
the
don't
answer
have
was
to.
yes. Like, the answer was yes. I have to go.
I know. Happy wife, happy life, though, right?
Yeah, and there tends with me to be a correlation between the amount of conventions I go to and my bank account slowly evaporating. You know what I mean?
True.
So
Crazy.
yeah, it's crazy. And so, guys, I know this is probably going to take up about 20 minutes right now with how busy you guys are with everything. But what do you guys have going on this week? Where can people find you?
Ooh, Rage, go first.
Okay. So this week, I'm chilling at home. No, I'm kidding. Wednesday, I have a Whatnot sale going down, 8 o'clock Pacific Standard. Nerdy Girl will be there, as well as a bunch of other great sellers. If you follow me on Instagram, my username is Rage Theo. You go to link in bio. That's how you can find me. Otherwise, it's Whatnot app, Rage Theo. I do have an IG live sale coming up, but that is to be determined.
Dope.
Danielle, where can people find you this week before you take off?
That's next week, Ryan. This week you can find me on every Saturday. Sammy and I do a silver bronze age sale on Whatnot, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. Super early, but so worth it. 10 a.m. Sunday fun day with me, Eastern Standard. Whatnot Wednesday every week, 6 p.m. I kick it off usually. Sometimes Gem Mint goes ahead of me. And then Rage and I are working on something fun coming where we will be wanting to know if you are working on any Grail calls. So if you are in the process of picking up a grail, please shoot Rage or I a message because we need you.
Guys, this is totally unscripted. I'm going to give you guys a little snapshot of what a grail call would be. Let me turn around right now.
Oh, yeah.
So this is the show. Look at what I have come in over here. We have a nice shipping tube from a company called Mondo. And I just looked around when I was setting up right now. Hopefully I don't knock anything over like my cup of coffee. So guys, this is what goes on. You guys take it over, Danielle.
Okay. So share with us why that's a grail for you.
So let's see, guys. I grew up in the 90s too. I was a bit of a fan of the Mutants, as I said. And so this year it was, we didn't have Comic-Con, you know what I mean? San Diego didn't happen and everyone was kind of stuck at home and whatnot. But one of the things I really like about, like, one of the things I really like about like San Diego Comic-Con is all like the exclusives, you know what I mean? Because you're sitting there waiting for these drops. You got 9,000 alarms like set up on all your devices, hoping you can like time it with a metronome to like click buy and whatnot. So I got lucky, okay? Mondo is like, they're very famous for their prints, all sorts of cool things. So I lucked out on a print and not that I have any wall space available, guys, but I'm going to try to find somewhere. Might be on the inside of the shower, but we don't know. So I'm going to unroll this print. This is the
that's dope.
This is the Night of the Sentinels print. Now, hang on, guys. There we go. Can you guys see that?
Oh, that's dope.
Night of the Sentinels print.
I want the original art to that.
It is so fun, guys. I can't wait to get it up on the wall, but it's super, super good quality. And I was really, I was thrilled to get it. Yeah. And so
Rage is eyeing that. He's got
eyes
right now. I see it.
Frame, man. That's killer.
Yeah,
and so
I love
guys,
that.
that's my little mini grail. But guys, that's just a taste of some of the stuff that you're going to see on Danielle and Rage's new show with their grail calls and whatnot. You're going to have all sorts of fun members from around the comic community coming on, sharing what they've scored from different sources, different collectors, auction houses, maybe different specialty shops, and sharing the story with you guys. And I think it's super cool. I can't wait to tune in. And I just ambushed them with inserting myself with a little mini mystery grail call.
Everyone making that announcement.
Hey, you're the first one.
Yes. Man.
Holla.
Yeah, man, this was so fun. Danielle, I always love meeting your cool stable of friends and Rage, man. It was so nice meeting you, talking to you on the phone last night, sharing some time with you this afternoon. And guys, like the show, follow the channel. I'm Ryan at Nefarious Comics. We got the Nerdy Girl at Nerdy Girl Comics. We got at Rage Theo. I knew it wouldn't be an episode of What's Trending with Danielle if I didn't trip over my words at least 17 times.
Sure.
Guys, it was my absolute pleasure. Danielle, any final words?
That's it. Like, subscribe, comment, go follow Rage on Instagram, go follow him on whatnot. Make sure you're doing the same for me and Ryan, Nefarious Comics, and we're out.